has allowed them to stop Optic getting yet another pull.
Yeah, there's so much action happening here below the bases this game. You can see both teams have a clear strategy in place to lock down from below the base and constantly be distractions.
The disrespect! Shooting the envious skin. Frosty, 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 please.
I don't think I've ever seen that before.
Someone shoot a gun skin.
Yeah.
It's a new one on me.
So much drama across the last 10 years of the Halo Championship Series. And the drama does not end here, because day 3 of your Halo World Championships brings the very best and all the spiciness to the main stage. It's going to be absolutely incredible. We have our elimination finals getting ready to go. But on the desk, I have Clutch and Tony to talk all about it. FaZe versus Optic Gaming. We've seen this many times around. Something that we haven't seen, though, is often FaZe getting the better of Optic. This is something that FaZe need to do to really step things up here, continue their journey on in Worlds. Can they do it here when it matters the most, Clutch?
They're going to have to clean it up, and they're going to have to play some more efficient objective. I know that that's something that they've improved on before this event and coming into this event, but Optic Gaming is probably the most efficient team we have, and they are very structured. It's a very difficult team to break when you have a setup, so we'll see beyond, I think, if FaZe have what it takes strategically to hang with the big dogs in Optic.
Now, strategically, they have been going back to the drawing board this season, because efficiency has definitely eluded them at many times. I think it's got the better of them. Overslaying, slaying has not been a problem whatsoever. We see them often overslay. Actually, we saw them overslay slightly today against Pure in the first map of their series. And unfortunately decided to play time and did some crazy little things, but did manage to scrape away with a win. Tony, what changes do you want to see from FaZe heading into this series to ensure they take it?
Well, kind of we talked about, that objective efficiency has to be there, because the Slayers we know are going to be important here for FaZe. They're 8-0 on Slayer Recharge. They're undefeated when it comes to Game 5s, but in order to get to that Game 5, you have to take at least one objective. So they're going to have to come out hot in that CTF Strongholds or Oddball. Otherwise, Optic are taking this.
The big thing for me that I want FaZe to improve on is to stop letting off on the gas pedal. They have put themselves several times this weekend in prime position to continue to attack their teammates, to continue the pressure, the snowball, and the advantages they have. Sometimes they slow it down. They play time in situations where if they were to be aggressive, like SSG does so well, they would have a lot more success, and they would not find themselves in Game 5s that they have no business being in.
Let's talk about the other side of the stage right now, because Optic need a pick-me-up, and this would be the perfect one. Tony, Optic, yes, they didn't get it done against Space Station Gaming. Takeaways, though, from that series. What do you want to see them continue forward into FaZe with momentum and not let their heads get too low?
Well, it's funny, because on Empyrean Capture the Flag, we saw a good defensive effort, but maybe a little bit too defensive. Maybe that bend but don't break strategy isn't what we're looking for here for Optic Gaming, where I remember seeing them a little bit more feisty, a little bit more scrappy when they're pushing SSG before SSG get allowed to get their setups like they did on King of the Hill. I think that's when Optic were at their best. Get the team before they're able to set up defensively, and then once you slay out, now your offense turns to defense, and we know how good Optic's defense is, so I want to see them maybe take a bit more risks.
We got some top slayers on the board here for both of these teams. I think on one side, you don't expect anything less from Lucid. That is exactly what he does best. He's also very much brains, not just brawn, for his team. And on the other side, you could say very much the same for Snakebite, although not characteristically trying to pick up crazy weapons and go off with them. He's really trying to figure out how to win the game. When you're looking at this comparatively, what is this telling you about the story potential of this series?
I think these two are about even, and it really is about how they go about their game plans here, because these games are so important at a World Championship. They will slow down. These will be the two players communicating the most about what is needed to be done. If they have a good read on the current state of the game, they'll give their team a massive advantage, but it's going to be chess between these two and how they move their pawns around. So I'm excited to see when the game slows down, how are these guys countering each other to find the successes.
Talking about advantages there, Tony, looking across here this map set and our records, how are you feeling about it?
Well, this is what I was talking about before. Like, the reason why the objective is important for FaZe is because we know they're 8-0 when it comes to that Recharge Slayer. We also know they're undefeated on that live fire, at least when it comes to Game 5s. But it's the CTFs that are going to be tough. It's the oddball that's going to be tough. That stronghold right there, they need to win at least that one. That might guarantee them going to that Game 5, and then once it gets to Game 5, we know what FaZe do.
We certainly do indeed, but can they get there? Will Optic Gaming give them a chance to get in? Will Optic Gaming be up for the task after what was an upsetting loss to Space Station Gaming? We'll have to find out, because your elimination final, Optic versus FaZe, starts right now.
It's now time for the elimination final. Seattle, wake up, make some noise, because it's about to go down here in Washington. And you got yourself a clash between two prolific organizations, not just in Halo, but in esports as a whole. Optic Gaming going up against FaZe Clan, and the winner will move on to face SSG in the finals here at the Halo World Championship 2024. Welcome back, everyone. I'm Golden Boy alongside Walshy. We're going to call this action. It's going to be a good time. It seems like we're jumping right into this, dude.
I love to hear that. Getting right in the game, looking like we're kicking off with Aquarius CTF. And this is one that both teams are going to welcome to start off with, because they get to test each other over the course of 12 minutes. Aquarius doesn't end as fast.
Yeah.
You get a chance to really see who's on fire, who they need to back off on, and how well things are going. Let's kick it off with this man who was on fire last game. It's Frosty.
Let's see what FaZe can do here, and of course, let's see how Optic tries to right the wrongs from that last winter bracket final game. And FaZe Clan certainly learning how to dig deep in the moments where it matters most in that series against Pure, which you said might have been one of the best series you've ever watched in a while.
Undoubtedly, yeah, one of the best series of the year, and you know, just those games, they went down to the wire. When you think about that 50 to 248 on Recharge, when you think about that end on Slayer Streets, but let's focus right now here on Renegade with this overshield as he's trying to get some kills, and it's actually slowed down quite a bit already.
Yeah,
I expected it to play a little slower pace, but not this slow. You're not seeing that many shots across the map.
It seems like Renegade wants to be a little sneaky. He knows that there are going to be a few players that are going to be located around him here. Not able to handle him. He takes out Formal in a massive fight, and he's still going to be playing his life, but Deadzone had to eliminate him instantly.
I've seen so many nade charges this event compared to many others in the past, where players are not afraid to just sprint past an exploding frag or plasma grenade to get that element of surprise. You saw also that Halo 5 movement expertise out of Renegade. He went towards the left, thrusted straight towards Formal just to finish off that kill. It was so impressive.
Yeah, his understanding of, you know, his Spartan's movement capabilities certainly something that we've constantly praised him. All these players, to be completely honest with you, have just been unbelievable. Especially considering those H5 days, you know, the spring jumps and all the wild stuff that you could do back then. These guys were certainly at the forefront there, but now it's an attempted flag pull here for Optic Gaming, but he's not going to get that far, Deadzone.
But flag has been stopped and slowed down. That's exactly what FaZe wanted or needed. Now you're seeing Optic slow down as well. They realized if flag did not continue to move, they have to get one more round of kills before they can carefully move that across the map. But there's going to be Snakebite with kill on the board and the recovery.
Optic's just going to have to accept this one. Formal, though, weak in the back of the FaZe base as he tries to make a play maybe throw that flag down, throw a distraction, and he does so, but he's picked off instantly there. You can see that top mid control, and Overshield's actually going to get grabbed by Optic. Let's see what they can do with this.
Yeah, this is going to be OS now in hands of Optic. Also looking at the kills, you'd almost think that Optic got both OSs, but as we saw that first one go in the hands of Renegade, however, most of these members on FaZe, specifically Royal 2 and Frosty, get shut down early on here. When you're in a position like this for FaZe, they just need to get some kills slowed down. They're not in a spot right now where FaZe is worried about getting capped. Right now, FaZe, in this state of the game, want to avoid getting capped on.
Yeah, because as it stands here with the way that Optic Gaming's playing, the Slaves are looking good. FaZe have been struggling to, and most notably Frosty's been struggling to get into it in the early parts of this game here. But he has been contributing shots where deems necessary, but it seems like Optic have a really good setup here to try and pressure FaZe, put them in the back of the base, get these slays, and then start to make this pull happen. Look for Trippy. He's going to be the one that kind of opens things up here as Dead Zone goes in for the support.
And look at how timid FaZe are right now. They are just crouching in the back of their base. They realize all this pressure's coming in, and their goal is to kill this 1 or 2 players on the flag. They're about to get this flag. I like that route from Dead Zone. Fakes like he's going to run towards bottom util, potentially drawn out a grenade, and then goes back towards the bridge.
Is anyone there in the vicinity to be able to stop him? Dead Zone's taking shots from behind. He made his way over to Yellow Utility. He's right there. He sees it in his sights. This could be the first one, but he's going to have to bail on it for the time being. Frosty gets his first kill, and what a first kill to get as he manages to stop the flag carrier from being able to lock in that first one. Lucid's got eyes on him, and he's going to go down low, and look at this player here. That's going to be a gimme. Looking for another one. Can they get the recov? No, instead they're going to get the flag, and Optic Gaming are going to put the first one on the board here, but they got to return their flag first. Mission accomplished. Optic put one down.
So well done there by Lucid, realizing that he bought enough time by backing down Renegade into the utility. After that, just repositioning towards bottom center, knowing that somebody, anyone from FaZe, they're going to fly over and try to be a factor on this flag cap. The only option they have is bottom car, bottom pink, or bottom center.
Well, now we'll see what Renegade can do with this overshield now as he's gained possession of it. Formal, though, wise to it. Great nade placement's going to just eliminate the presence of the overshield here toward Yellow Utility. Watch out, though, for those players pushing toward the right side of the map, though, looking to assist Renegade. And he's waiting for these openings here. Now that he has a teammate to work with, and Frosty gets that pick, this could very well be the opportunity they need.
And Renegade has 2 options here. One is clear out these players in the back of the base and get the kills. Second option is if he can sneak a flag grab out. It looks like they go for option B. You see Frosty just toss that flag out. Now those players in the back of the base of Optic's base are no factor. They actually want to push out towards Util or Fridge, and look at this. They can't do much. They have to go towards Plat, and they're just getting killed one by one. There goes the 3rd player, and that's going to be 3 down. Trippy, the only one alive.
Yeah, and he might not be long for this world here as Snakebite manages to get him, and that is going to let that flag continue to move on forward here. Snakebite's got eyes on the players that are spawning toward the Fridge. They just want to get that first flag on the board. It would be massive for them. A Formal with the double kill stops FaZe right in their tracks.
And I'm actually surprised this flag was not moving a bit quicker. You saw so much control on the map. You saw that FaZe had the flag out. They knew the players in the back of the base, and it felt like they opted just to secure those kills rather than moving that flag a little bit faster. But still, flag moving all the way across. Renegade gonna put this first one in, and that's gonna be a cap here for FaZe Clan.
Good insta to try and just make sure no one pressures over toward that blue util. FaZe put one on the board. We're all tied up here 1-1. I expect nothing different from these two teams, man. They've met against each other time and time again. Prolific names in Halo esports. They're vying for an opportunity to have their name etched in history here at the Halo World Championship 2024, but in their ways, one another, and in the horizon, it's going to be SSG. An incredible tournament it has been here for, honestly, all 3 of these teams. They've been playing some excellent Halo. Renegade's been great so far. He's trying to really get in the face here of Optic, and they only have 1 alive right now, Dan.
And Renegade already did his job. Just getting that 1 kill and staying alive. He's doing above and beyond here, pushing all the way to Util and getting this recovery. Now it's going to be Renegade and Royal 2 pushing in from Util to the flag. But it's going to be the same problem as before. Optic has such a strong defense in the back of the base that they're going to need bigger numbers in order to clear these players out, or they got to get the flag toss over to the courtyard. Let's see which one they opt for.
Well, that big kill on the left side actually opened things up. Renegade goes in there for a couple of shots, and he manages to connect with them. World 2 actually is going to find no one's in the base, so hey, I'll go ahead and grab this flag. He brings it right across. You see where those spawns are starting to come out there, and where that shot connected with World 2 to the right side, so he's going to need to play this one smart, and he moves bottom mid to cut things off in case things get dicey.
I also wonder about that pause in the flag run, but it looks like they still have enough control across the map. Optic not pushing up to take advantage of that. In fact, Optic still just getting outslayed.
Yeah.
There's a chance here that FaZe pull a 3rd flag.
Could very well happen. see Snakebite in that base. He's getting a lot of kills, and World 2's got the spawners here as well. So Formal and Trippy are going to be very weak. World 2, I'm sure he would have loved to have some grenades here, but it's not going to be available to him at that moment in time.
But he's did his job already, backing down 2 players in a 2 versus 1 over towards the fridge. And looks like he's going to charge in for the finishes. There's one,
no
2, double kill for Royal 2.
You don't need no grenades for that. He's going there to do it the old-fashioned way. Big fight for Frosty in the middle to continue to stay alive. Flag gets returned, as you just heard. As we take stock of where things are, you know, go back to what the analyst was talking about earlier, what Tony and Wes were discussing about how FaZe are definitely going to need to kind of stake their flag in this Game 1 Aquarius CTF matchup. No pun intended, kind of. But it seems like it's working out so far for them, but they only have that 1 flag lead, and Optic could very well come back into this one. Plenty of time.
Also, Wes talked about the objective efficiency. Right now, FaZe aren't heavily outslain. They're up by a couple kills throughout the course of this game. Think about how heavily they're getting outslain early parts, and they stopped all those flag attempts from Optic. Optic were only able to get 1 flag cap during their outslaying spree, whereas FaZe have been able to capitalize and get 2 flag caps during their outslays.
Well, now Frosty is going to be happy with this overshield grab. He's also got himself a thruster too, so he'll look to break some ankles in a few of these fights, maybe even make some space in case he's got to chase a kill down. They're doing the work here. You got 1 player that's going to be sitting inside of that Optic base, making that flagpole happen. There goes Trippy trying to beat the nade there, but he can't stay alive long enough. Does get the trade, though.
Huge trade by Trippy, to be honest. Trippy is happy to trade there against somebody who has some OS, someone who's thruster, someone's already at your base. Even if it's just a 1-to-1 battle, and you are a fresh spawner versus their full shield person, trading out works out in your favor. They're going to spawn way back further, and you just want to stop the closest threat to the flag grab.
Just saw the number 1 and number 2 KD players face off against one another there, but the number 1 came out on top that time around. Lucid, great patience to try and continue to march this one forward, start to get inside of the FaZe base and actually make this flagpole reality happen. You got a few players down here for FaZe, and Lucid and the company are going to be going real fast here, Dave.
I like this play. Just don't even hesitate. That player in the back of the base is not going to be a factor here. Now it's up to the rest of Optic to hold them off and get a couple slays. One thing that's sometimes risky is running across that bridge, but the fact that FaZe haven't pushed across the top center means it is safe and secure. That's going to be the tying flag cap going in for Lucid and Optic.
And they got 3 down here for FaZe too, so Snakebite having to deal with a few members of Optic Gaming right in front of him. Lucid's going to make short work of him as he was just peeled down a little bit of his shields in that fight. But they're going to start to continue to march this one forward here, Dave. Feeling the momentum for Optic Gaming. FaZe now on the back foot, having to play defense. Big win here for Renegade to clear this player out of blue util. That's going to be 2 players down for Optic Gaming, and this is now an opportunity for FaZe to respond.
And if you look at how FaZe have pushed into the flag almost every single time, it's generally been 1 to 2 players pushing across that util bridge. Was that flag already snagged there by Royal 2? That is such a fast pickup. And right here, you have the biggest distraction in the world, a Renegade with OS. Even though he got melted there, he was buying so much time and so much attention. You would have hoped and expected to see that flag move a little bit further, but we did not see what was going on the util side at that same time.
I'll tell you what, with the amount of shots that Renegade was taking there, I thought your boy was renting for like Reinhardt from Overwatch. Like that, how many shots he was taking. My guy was tanking everything in that instance, but Optic really want to get this flag back, and they have a body on it, so they should be cleared to do so. You can see where FaZe are going to be positioned off of those spawns now. Lucid and the rest of Optic looking to take this map control, but a trade in the battle, and that is going to lead to 1 down on each side. Things slow down for a second.
Yeah, what play does Frosty make here? He's able to spot out 1 at the bottom of the pink. His teammate Renegade didn't get that pick off, but still seems like overloading util side has been the play. He must have heard those steps from underneath as Trippy pushes on in and somehow gets a double kill, doesn't get picked off.
Massive.
Trippy has to side between, waiting for his shields back or tossing his flag bomb center, and Renegade comes back to take out the threat in his base, but now FaZe stuck at their flag for a short bit, but Renegade just killing everyone and everything around him.
He ended up running into a hiding player. But if I can for a minute, I do want to give some love to Trippy because his defense has been unreal. He's had some great moments. He's had some good stops, and he's actually contributed to Optic being able to get this flagpole right here, Dan.
And also look at the death screens you saw. Royal 2 and Frosty were dead as that flag was pulled. So this is up to Renegade and Snakebite to get a stop here. You see Renegade over towards bomb center. You see Snakebite not close enough here. He's going to try to get some shots from the bridge side, but it's not going to be enough. 15 seconds left. FaZe not only need to get kills, they need to get a flagpole and start to move it across the map.
This is where you start to see where that objective efficiency comes into play here. But Snakebite's going to grab the flag, and he brings it across. You only got a couple seconds to work with here. We're going to go into overtime because the flag is going to be away. Snakebite, he's right there, and he ties this one up, and we're going to go to that last flag being the one to determine it all. Snakebite brings it in with his teammate Renegade, and that is going to be the cap. Well done, and we're all tied up going into OT.
Next cap wins. They're both spawning at their bases. Let's see who's able to kick it off here just right. Last time, when we start off here on a career CTF, you saw Renegade get that very first overshield. Who's going to come out ahead of that is going to be very telling about who's going to get this first flag cap and only flag cap.
Well, Renegade got it again. So maybe he can do what they did last time. They found a lot of success with this overshield play here, but he's going to get right into the business of Optic Gaming. Trippy, he's been great on the defense. He backs away. He's got some help there. Manages to find one. That's going to be a perfect. Looking for the next one, a double kill. Renegade having to back away, but he still manages to get the trade out.
The damage has been done. He's setting up FaZe perfectly to get in position to get that flagpole. One thing I love that was so beautiful about when he was at the back of the base there, he wasn't afraid to just back down and fight a new full shield person. He also didn't overcommit and just round the corner and go trade with the one-shot person. He realized that as long as he still had full shields a little bit more, he can isolate any 1v1 and take that fight.
Intelligent plays, micro decisions from some of the best in the world.